Hi, we're going to discuss what happens during a new patient consultation. The consultation is critical to get a new patient to want to sign up for the program. We have every patient that's going to be doing a free consultation fill out a form, which you have access to. That's our new patient consultation form. On the form, we'll have information about what the patient's done previously to try to lose weight, how much weight they want to lose, what medications and medical problems they might be taking. This gives me a lot of information that when I speak to the patient, I can explain more sensitively about what our program's about and why we're better than anything else that they've done. So what we're going to do is we'll do a little role play with Kelly Sinacor here as our patient. I'm going to explain what the program's about. So, my name is Robert Posner.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Dr.
to meet
Posner.
you. Okay, well, let me tell you a little bit about our program,
Okay.
and then I'll take any questions you have.
Okay.
So the Serotonin Plus program is a behavior modification, lifestyle change program with a medical jumpstart. A lot of fancy words, but you didn't hear the D word. You know what that D word is? It's diet. We're not a diet. Because too often in the weight control arena, when people want to lose weight, their thought process is they're going to go on a diet. What that implies is a start date, and they know what to do. They'll cut carbs, exercise more, maybe cut some alcohol, and they lose weight. But then when they reach their goal, the finish line is crossed, the diet's over, and people start morphing back to old behavior patterns. And what happens? The weight goes back on. Serotonin Plus is here to stop the process. Now, I use that word medical jumpstart. That's not important medically, it's important psychologically. What I mean by that is, there's nothing more frustrating for a person to begin a weight control effort and then get on the scale half pound lost at 1 week, even 1 pound lost at 1 week, half pound the next week. Too frustrating, and the normal human nature behavior pattern is give up. Why even bother? But if I could show that patient 10 pounds, 12 pounds, 15 pounds, or even 20 the first month, their whole lives change. Clothes sizes fit differently, people notice the weight control, people feel more energy, they get empowered. So the medical jumpstart consists of using 2 pills. One is our natural exclusive serotonin supplement. What that's going to do is reduce the cravings for carbohydrates. A question that sometimes comes up is, if I'm taking a serotonin-acting medication like an antidepressant, is it safe? Absolutely. Now, the second medication we use is a prescription, FDA-approved medication that's been FDA-approved for 58 years. It does 2 things. It takes away your appetite and jacks up your metabolism. And being a woman over the age of 30, I know you're frustrated with that metabolism slowdown. Side effects of the prescription medication: first few nights' sleep can be disrupted. That gets better after a few nights. Dry mouth and constipation are other possible side effects. So the 2 pills together are great. You're not hungry, you're not craving carbs, and your metabolism's picked up. But really important to remember, pills don't make people lose weight. What makes people lose weight is changing their dietary pattern. Now, the dietary part of our program is based on real food. Very importantly, we're not selling shakes and bars and prepackaged foods. All those programs have no chance of long-term success. Now, there's no rocket science here to weight control. Protein and vegetables are your major friends. Fruits, carbs, fats, and alcohol are not. It doesn't mean you can't have a fruit or a carb or a glass of wine. It just means whatever the admixtures you're doing right now of these food groups has you at a weight you're not happy with. We can never go back to that same ratio. Now, our dietary plan is not counting calories. That's too onerous. We're focused on portion control. A lot easier. 3 meals a day and snacks, and you choose what you're going to eat. Now, if you have a challenge in our program, it's not going to be, I'm hungry, I'm not getting enough food. Your challenge will be eating everything we want you to eat. And you might say, how could that happen? Well, I'm giving you pills that make you not hungry and crave. So the tendency is, I'll skip breakfast and skip. No, we want you eating 3 meals a day and snacks. Now, the first visit is medical clearance. We're going to go over your health history, put some information to an electronic medical record. We get a weight on you. Also, we have a very cool body scan machine in our office that measures body fat and muscle mass. Then we do a brief examination, checking your heart and lungs, and we do an EKG, or you could bring an EKG with you. We get some laboratory work on you, or you could bring laboratory work with you. All that's to make sure that it's safe to use the diet pill. Then we're going to show you a video that explains the dietary plan. You go home with a booklet that explains the dietary plan. We give you the serotonin supplement as part of the global fee of the program, so not selling you bottles of pills. And the prescription medication, we will write a prescription, you go to the pharmacy once a week. All that's your first visit. Then you can come back once a week, and those become your behavior mod visits. We're going to get a weight and a blood pressure find out what the challenges were, what was easy, what was difficult, and we try to adjust as best as possible to assure maximum weight control. Now, it's a 12-visit protocol. Nothing magic about 12 weeks. I just want people to understand how much weight am I going to lose, what am I paying you guys for this program? So at this point, what I'll do is create an expectation for the patient, because the average woman comes to us 48 years old and 200 pounds. They lose 30 pounds in 12 weeks. Now, obviously, the older somebody is, the less weight they'll lose because of metabolism, or the more overweight they are, the more weight they'll lose because it's an absolute numbers game. So if I had a 48-year-old, 200-pound woman coming to me, I'm going to tell them they're going to lose 30 pounds in 12 weeks. The average male comes to us 45, weight 250. They'll lose 40 pounds in 12 weeks. So just for argument's sake, we're going to go back to Kelly being our model patient here. If your age, Kelly, is?
42.
42 years old, and your weight, if you don't mind me asking, is?
205.
All right, because Kelly's a little bit under 48 years old, but right around our average weight, I would predict for Kelly 30 pounds in 12 weeks. And actually, I'll even give a guarantee on that. And what my guarantee to the patient is this. If you, patient, keep a food diary, do our program, and write down to show us that you're following the dietary plan, if you don't lose those 30 pounds in 12 visits, I'll keep working with you for free until you do. Now, in practicality, very, very few patients will take you up on that guarantee, but it does give them a reassurance factor. Why won't patients take you up on the guarantee? Well, as much as we want them to keep a food log and diary every week, usually people might do that for a week or two and then they stop, although we encourage it greatly. But that guarantee is a very good reassuring thing for a patient. Then at that point, I'll explain to the patient pricing. So my anticipated weight control for you is going to be 30 pounds in 12 weeks. Now, price of the program. $1,200 is the best way of doing the program, and that will get you those 30 pounds, and that includes everything except for the prescription medication, but that's usually less than $10 a week at the pharmacy.
Okay.
Now, very importantly, we do offer a way of financing this with Care Credit, and so we'll set your office up with Care Credit. It does become $1,350, but with Care Credit, they can pay with no interest for up to 18 months. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the important things I cover during a consultation is ways, because one of the patient's questions a patient's going to have is, how am I not going to put the weight back on? The patient's concerned because they've done this before. They've lost weight and put weight back on. So this is what I tell my patient. 3 ways in which you're going to make sure the weight doesn't go back on. One is a free weigh-in once a month. Now, I realize that you have a busy schedule, but if I can keep you coming once a month for a free weigh-in, it keeps an accountability thing going. Second level of support, I write a blog every day for my patients. We'll email it to you. Now, even for our national patients, I will email that blog to your patients. You give us the email address and the title, we'll send it out to your patients. These aren't magic words. It's my way of trying to get into patients' heads and make them think about it every day, because this is a head game. As soon as people stop thinking about their weight control efforts, it's almost a guarantee they'll put the weight back on. Now, a third level of support is our serotonin maintenance program. We can keep you on the serotonin supplement a little bit over $1 a day. But as part of that protocol, we give you a free weigh-in once every 3 months, in addition to that once a month free weigh-in. So you see that we try to support people post-program, keeping the accountability and support. So at this stage, after the consultation, I'll ask the patient, do you have any questions? Kelly, are there any frequently asked questions you might want to throw at me?
What would really separate your program from any of the others out there?
Sure. Several things to separate our program. One is we have exclusive use of the natural patented serotonin supplement. Okay. Nobody has access to that. The second thing is we're doing this with real food. Unlike so many of our competitors out there that are using the shakes and bars and prepackaged foods, we're doing this with real food, which gives a much, much greater chance of long-term results. And the third is our passion commitment. I mean, you name me another weight loss program where the founder is writing blogs, emailing it every day to their patients. Also the free weigh-ins once a month. It's the support and accountability. That's what separates us from any of our national competitors out there.
Okay. And what happens when I stop taking the phentermine?
Sure. Phentermine is the appetite suppressant. All right? So it's an amphetamine. When people stop the amphetamine, of course, the appetite might come back at them a bit. But that's where the serotonin maintenance program comes in. And hopefully, we've changed these behavior patterns to teach people how to eat 3 meals a day and snacks, making sure it's the right type of meals. So the answer is it becomes a little bit more challenging, but it certainly can still be done.
Okay, great.
Right?
Yeah, great.
All right. So when we finish the consultation, we obviously would then want to do the close. So a great way of closing it with, after you answer their question, is if there's no more further questions, when would you like to start?
Can I start today?
Absolutely. Always allow for your clinic to be able to put patients in that same day. This is a visceral decision for patients. When they want to lose weight, they don't want to do it tomorrow or the next day. They want to do it yesterday. So always have the ability to bring the patient to the front desk and get him to sign in right away. Now, sometimes a patient will come up with the concept of, well, I need to think about that. Well, we obviously can't force them to do the program, but encourage them saying, well, absolutely, if there's any further questions, we're happy to answer those questions. But then ensure on your end, in your clinic, there's somebody that's going to follow up with that patient in short order. Maybe 24 hours later or 48 hours later, give them a phone call and say, hey, were there any other questions you have about the program? When are you ready to start? Follow up with the leads is going to be very important. Kelly, is there anything else about follow-up with leads that you'd recommend?
I think it's important to try to get them to commit and pay for the program right after the consultation, but following up with them, 2-3 times, until they do sign up is really important. Follow up is important.
Follow up is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's going to be really how we do on the consultation, and we're going to end this segment right now, and then show you what happens when a patient says, yes, I want to go, what we do with that patient.